It's an exciting day here today. We have Josh here from RTR.
Thanks for having me.
2024 Mustang RTR Spec 2. We're gonna do a walk around of this car, ultimately get some driving impressions and get these out on an autocross course to see what's what. Check it out. All right, Josh, we have the 2024 Mustang RTR Spec 2 here, Vapor Blue Metallic. Tell us about why you're here and what you guys have been doing to this car.
Yeah, so I mean, RTR obviously stands for Ready to Rock, and the passion behind Vaughn Gittin's enthusiasm and just being the ultimate fun haver that he is. So we're doing kind of a coast-to-coast road trip in the new 2024 Mustang RTR, which is an amazing way to see the country, and it's very exciting to be here in Valdosta and with you guys, so I appreciate you guys having us. And this is our RTR Spec 2, which is basically our full RTR love, feel, flavor as far as looks, and as well as our full track ready suspension on it. So this is equipped for the person that wants the blank canvas when it comes to a power adder, but wants all that unique RTR styling and the capabilities of what the car can do next.
Awesome. So what parts have you guys installed aesthetically? Like, what are we looking at here?
Yeah, so this has the full RTR treatment. So up front, every RTR starts and ends with our grille. Right, that's the big thing. Everyone loves it. We've had that LED signature grille for many years, and this one takes it a step further. So based on the 2024 design, we have a more broad, more aggressive grille. And this one we went with the tri-bar LED rather than a static single LED, and that's a homage to the tri-bar Mustang emblem. As well as it's a conical design, so it's going to double as a functional intake. We've actually done smoke tests, and this thing just draws air in and gives the feeling of it that it's kind of moving through space and time was the inspiration behind the design. And those will also double as a functional amber turn signal, since we're removing the factory turn signal that's built into the OEM grille.
Excellent.
And then we have a high flow lower grille, so we can get a ton more air in. Everything is designed for more air in and more air out. So you have your high flow upper and lower, your functional corner grills to replace the OEM ones, as well as this giant oversized heat extractor.
I love this.
Big thing you gotta do, it's more aggressive than stock. The stock one is a little bit more flush mounted to the hood. This one's more stands out, gives a more aggressive feel, but also is more wide open to get heat out. And then larger is our giant chin spoiler, which I absolutely love, and the reason that it's not flat and it has that kind of bowed shape in the middle is to force air underneath the car, which mates with our unique belly pan that's designed to channel more air all around the car, as well as it's wider around those sides to channel air around and get it away from the car and even into the brake ducts to cool the brakes.
All right, Josh, moving down the side of the car, I'm seeing some stunning looking wheels, graphics, rocker extensions. Tell us a little bit more about the side of the car.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is where you kind of get into that curb appeal setup. So first things first, our RTR wheels and tires, we love this look. This is actually called our Aero 5, which we've had in the past available for other models, but this is going to be our release wheel for this generation of Mustang. And we're going to have some different fitments as well as some different colors. This currently is a 20 by 9.5 square setup on our Nitto 555 G2s. We're also going to have a 10.5 square setup as well as an 11-inch for the rear wheel. And we'll have 3 different colors. So we'll have satin black, we'll have this color, which is called liquid charcoal, and we'll have bronze, which is really cool since Ford is introducing the bronze pack this year. We wanted to do the same. And we always have these really nice side skirt extensions, the RTR rocker panel extensions. So we've had those for the S550, we brought them back for S650, and they just accentuate that body line so well. And we gives it a much lower look without having to do a super traumatic, a suspension setup. And that's part of that overall RTR feel, is that you can do a more conservative drop and only a 1-inch drop on this vehicle, but with our chin spoiler and our rocker extensions, it makes it look a lot lower. And this does have our speed block graphics as well as our RTR fender badges and a serialized dash flag. Now this one obviously being a numbered car from us that you can get at any Ford dealership in the country. Those are exclusive to those cars, but it just helps everything just kind of tie in together and really makes those body lines really pronounced. And what I love most about our graphics is it actually tapers into our duckbill spoiler. Vaughn was very adamant we had to do a true duckbill this year. So that spoiler is a true duckbill, and then the cool thing about it is it's hot swappable for any Ecoboost trim, any GT trim, doesn't matter what factory spoiler you have, you can put that on there with the exception of convertible, of course. And then even in the rear, we try to accentuate that rear diffuser that Ford puts on it with our quarter splitter extensions.
And Josh, moving under the hood, what do we have going on here?
Yeah, so I mean, the first thing that's gonna grab your eye is obviously this new engine setup. The dual throttle bodies with the dual cold air intakes is a big deal, and it's gonna give this car the better power that it didn't have over the previous generation. And something, while you don't see a supercharger on this quite yet, you know, our next trim up, our Spec 3 as well as our wide body Spec 5 are both supercharged. And we're expecting to see the return of the supercharger within the next 12 months. So you'll have some power adder options from RTR, as well as some upgradable power options from RTR to even above, you know, the factory setups that will release it as well. So we're really looking forward to seeing what this Gen 4 motor can do and seeing where it goes. Something of note in the engine bay though, that you can see is our adjustable struts and shocks here. The one thing that we love about our suspension setup is that it can be tailored to the driver. If it needs to be set up for drift or road course or drag, all that can be set up with those adjustable struts and shocks.
And obviously talking about the adjustable shocks, you also have sway bar set up on this, right?
Yep, absolutely. That's standard with the Spec 2 package, as well as available from a retail perspective. So anything on this car outside of the serialized components can be purchased by a retail customer for their GT, or in some of them will also fit Ecoboost as well. So there's a lot of diversity here, a lot of dual fitment, which is really great for this generation, and it just makes this car super customizable to the owner.
100%. That's one of the best things I love about this, that you offer all of these parts to the customers out there who are looking and may not want to get a serialized vehicle. They also have the option to pick up all of these beautiful parts.
Yeah, and that's what's so cool about RTR. You know, our motto has been that it's available to all, but it's not for everyone. So you can kind of pick your power and pick your styling, and then if you want it all, we do offer that as well.
You've had a lot of experience in Mustang already, so this will be, it's time to experience the RTR trim.
Push down to...
You can actually just drive and it'll disengage.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
Out in LA, we got to drive, both cars I drove were 10R80, but I'm excited to feel the new generation.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
MT82. The clutch feels a little different too.
It does.
What exactly have you guys done from the driving experience standpoint to the Spec 2s?
So you're gonna have a whole different feel as far as, and a lot of that is attributed to our suspension setup. So specifically for the Spec 2, because you have that full adjustable suspension on it, even though you're in a lowered car, you don't feel like that harshness. And that's something that I really like about our suspension, is because it is fully adjustable, you know, you can set it up to be a comfortable daily driver, and you can have that soft ride without sacrificing performance. Or you could stiffen things up and give it that more responsive, firm feel if that's what you're doing with the car that day. If you're at a track, or depending on how you want it to hook up, you can do all that just by making those adjustments.
So that's one of my favorite things about these cars and all the parts available for them, is that you can cater. I mean, you could have a car that literally does it all.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you could have a show car that looks the part, which obviously this has a ton of parts on it that really set it apart from the rest.
Right.
That RTR signature look. And then you factor in somebody who can go autocross the car.
Yeah.
You know, stiffen up the shocks. Oh, I'm going to the drag strip this weekend, and you know, I need to loosen it up front, but get me, you know, a little bit more rebound in the rear.
You know, form and function are both equally important in my opinion. And you know, some people just want a car that just looks good, and we can definitely support that customer. But you know, Vaughn being, you know, obviously a driver himself, he wants to make sure that people have the ability to use our suspension, use our parts to set their car up the way they want, and you know, take it further. And we've done some really great testing from the factory performance pack setup to using our suspension, to using our wheel and tire combo. And even just on like a 2-mile road course outside Charlotte, we were picking up multiple seconds over stock just by adding these components to it.
You know, Ford, obviously they have to meet all kinds of stringent, you know, safety standards with it being a, you know, out of the box road going car, but the freedom that we're able to have in the aftermarket, you know, it's pretty awesome to be able to develop these parts that kind of cater to every enthusiast.
Exactly, and I think that's a good way to say it. I mean, the enthusiast is the core of all of it, right? And I've been in the dealership world, I've been in the aftermarket world for the better part of a decade, and I think RTR is just a great brand that caters to both sides, both performance and enthusiasts, and meshes them together, as well as just bringing a younger generation to this world, which I think is a lost art to some degree. And I'm glad that there's brands like RTR and like Steeda who are keeping it alive.
So, personal opinion.
Yeah.
What is your favorite part about this car?
My favorite part is the grille, 100%.
Okay.
If I'm talking about RTR components, it's the grille. I love the way it looks. I love the tri-bar LED. I love that it's going to be a functional turn signal with the amber switchback as well. Those things are just like, it just elevates that front end and just adds to the aggression that I think the Mustang, though it looks really appealing from the factory, it just needs a little bit more. And that's really where RTR comes in. We do simple touches that add aggression. And then as far as the base chassis itself, like just the actual car, I love the digital dash. It's like just one of my favorite things ever. It just brings an elevation to Mustang that it definitely needed. It's peppy. Yeah, yeah. Even though with only, with going from 450, I should say, 22, 23 to 480, it's that dual throttle body just adds another level.
When it opens up.
Yeah, you can feel it. You notice it's going open, and you can feel the passenger side start to actuate, and the throttle comes on really, really responsive. I mean, I've put about 4,400 miles on this particular car in these Recaros on this suspension, and even going to throw back to like my 2019 car that had Recaros in it. I didn't want to drive that thing longer than 2 hours, right? Because they would just get, the ride was just a little harsh, and that, of course, that car was on airbags, but the Recaros definitely just were more stiff, and I feel like this car set up this way is just more comfortable.
Gotta say the visibility is definitely improved too.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
And even from here, from the driver's seat, you could still see the RTR hood vent.
Yep.
From here, which you can't see the factory one from this angle, but with the more aggressive angle, it's
more pronounced, more aggressive angle.
And the added heat extraction.
And the added heat extraction, yeah. I mean, I think since this body, especially 18 plus, I mean, heat in the engine bay was certainly something that needed an improvement.
Oh my gosh.
And to open it up, basically have just a wide open vent there is just gonna add so much extra heat extraction. So especially when you start adding power and really pushing the car to its limits, that's where that's going to be really important.
Should I try drag mode?
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. It's giddy.
Yeah, it'll get up and go, man. I think this is, what's so crazy is that 480 is such a ton of power for when you're thinking about just 10 years ago what a stock GT had versus today. I mean, this car, even from a naturally aspirated standpoint, is phenomenal. And it's a lot of power to wrap your mind around.
I mean, you go back to the 05 to 10 cars, those 4.63 valves, don't get me wrong, they sound amazing. I love the way those cars sound. But it's 315 horsepower.
Yeah.
Ecoboost roast that now.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy.
It's so crazy how far the tech has come, and I'm so glad that we still have a V8 in this car, and be able to play with it and continue to add on top of that, not just stay at a static power level.
And when so many other automakers are cutting out of this segment, Ford doubles down.
They double down.
That's what it's all about. I love it. All right, just a little warm-up run, get an idea what we're looking at here. All right, 75-foot 4-cone slalom. That feels good.
Yeah.
A lot better than the Bronco Sport.
Right.
Awesome. So then we're going to go around. Probably be in third gear for this. This is a great test of lateral grip. It's going all the way around. Feeling those sway bars do their thing.
Yeah.
And then gonna get some speed here, and then get on the brakes. Woo, woo, woo.
Whoa.
All right. Brakes earlier.
Yeah, brake sooner.
We aren't on a Hoosier tire, so there's that. Brake, 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 brake. Turn around, turn around, turn around, turn around, turn around, turn around. Pop in the second and punch it to the...
Yep.
This is why you do a practice run.
That's right.
Not full out.
That's right.
dig, dig. Dig, dig, dig. Backfire. What do you think, man? Obviously, you felt it out here. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's performing incredibly well. I mean, I love the factory updates that have certainly increased its stopping power, but the way that it felt planted around the turns and the transitions with our sway bars and adjustable suspension, I was really very impressed.
100%. And with the MT82, the manual transmission, you have the driver's car too, right?
Yeah, it's a driver's car, which is the best in the world. You know what I mean? The 10-speed is phenomenal. Don't get me wrong, especially in a straight line or a roll race. The 10-speed is certainly lights out the best way to go, but in quick transitions like this, it's nice to just bang gears.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Well, Josh, thank you so much for coming out.
Thanks for having us out.
Really appreciate it. If you're looking for all of the RTR parts, especially for the 2024 Mustang, hit us up at Steeda.com. Whether you're looking to get all of the beautiful looks of the RTR parts aesthetically for your Mustang or the performance suspension-wise underneath, just hit us up at Steeda.com because we have everything there. Be sure to comment below because Josh and I will be checking those comments. RTR all over the social medias, as well as Steeda. Be sure to subscribe, hit that like, subscribe, the notification bell, and don't forget the most important thing, speed matters.